The Apple Watch 4's key feature is really its design. We say that because while the extra health benefits are something that are worthy and really make this an attractive device for those in need of them, the pool of people this is relevant to is smaller than just those looking for a new watch. We're also not able to test some of the key new health features, specifically the electrocardiogram feature (ECG) that has so far only been enabled in the US. WatchOS 5.1.2 brought the ECG feature to those in the US late in 2019, but it's still unclear when it'll be launching around the rest of the world. We've yet to test it out ourselves. We hope to soon. However, we were able to see it in action during our demonstration from Apple, where you need to activate the app on the phone and then hold the digital crown down to complete the electrical circuit in your body. This spits out a set of data from the ECG to your health app on the iPhone, which can be exported as a PDF and give information on rhythm to a physician, plus you're able to write notes to contextualize what was happening at the same time. The other thing we weren't able to really test was the new fall detection, as you have to go down a certain way and remain there for a while to activate the feature. We did try to fall, but it was getting a little embarrassing and perhaps we need to commit harder to the testing. We'll update the review if we get braver in the coming months. However, one thing that did worry us a little about this feature is battery life. While it's great to see that fall detection exists, and will be set up automatically for those over 65, the fact that you really need to charge the iPhone once a day is going to be harder to remember for some users, and that could mean their safety blanket, or for those that bought the Watch 4 in the first place to safeguard a loved one, is redundant if the watch has no power. There's also a set of heart rate notifications, including one that's looking out for atrial fibrillation (AF), meaning you'll get a pop-up if there's anything that looks sketchy with your heart with regards to this condition, which could lead to life-threatening complications. The Watch 4 also comes with an alert system if your heart rate goes too low or high. Should your heart rate spike or fall hard for no reason for a long enough period, around 10 minutes, you'll get an alert telling you all is not well, and maybe you should see a physician. We have a rather low heart rate from regular running training, and the update did ping in from time to reference to us that the heart rate testing was working. The other key upgrade beyond the design, which we'll get onto in a minute, is more hidden in the heart of the Apple Watch 4. There are sweet touches like a virtually clicking digital crown that feels like it's clocking through lists on the wrist. It even makes a slight noise, and the whole system is incredibly pleasing. There are a number of new features in WatchOS 5, but it feels weird talking about them here because as a platform it's now available on all watches apart from the original. The main feature that we're most impressed with is the fact that you can now use the Apple Watch 4 for a number of different exercises, and there's automatic exercise tracking too. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of the fitness side of things a little later on in this review, but overall the fitness capabilities of this watch are impressive and a genuine step forward once more. That's not to say there aren't loads of cool new features in the new watch software. We most love the walkie-talkie mode. One of our best pals was also testing the watch and we instantly began sending them short voice messages, the way that some people don't talk but send short voice messages in a slight more confusing race. Raising your wrist to your mouth in order to have that conversation with a friend does feel like a real Dick Tracy moment. It feels partly ridiculous, but also quite fun, and thanks to the improved speaker and microphone placement, now separated left and right, much easier to use. We also remembered that we had to say "over" at the end of sentence, lest the airwaves get clogged with people just randomly rabbiting on. Okay, nobody needs to say that, but it kinds of shows that the retro vibe is there and is something we want to fully get involved with. The other WatchOS 5 improvements are really rather minor, such as richer notifications or weather data that includes things like the UV index or air quality outside. However, as the watch does less than your all-singing smartphone, it's much easier to notice these little changes. The latest software upgrade to officially land is WatchOS 5.1.2 that brought the ECG feature to those in the US plus a few other minor updates. We also expect this watch to be upgradable to the next few versions of WatchOS as Apple announces and releases them.